Hello and welcome to another update video about Fantom. I think it's time for an update. A few things have moved on since the last video. Just to remind you where we're coming from, we made an impulsive move here all the way throughout October to the upside, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move to the upside. We then went down here in a wave A, moved up in a wave B, moving down here currently, in my opinion, in a wave C. You will recall that I remained very skeptical throughout this whole move up, so I was very much very much convinced that this was just a wave B. It became very exciting in the end because we really nearly maxed out what a wave B can do. We basically nearly got to the all-time high, the previous all-time high from October. But yeah, it in the end just couldn't make it higher. In line with expectations, broke down, and it's great. It was great because in the end, a lot of my sell orders were triggered here in this blue target area. In the end, that blue target area was reached, the target area based on Fibonacci retracement levels of the wave A into the wave B. I did communicate that when we started to move up here. There were strong reactions to this target area. You can see that. Buy orders were triggered, sell orders were triggered, fantastic. Nearly sold at the top here and starting to reinvest now. So that's interesting. That's really what I like to do. And it has worked really well with Fantom, also with Harmony One and with Polygon Matic so far, because these were, since I started to issue my buy and sell orders on Discord, these were really the ones that were also interesting from a sell order point of view, So far the other ones are for me currently the ones that I am covering are pretty much buys at the moment. They weren't really interesting in terms of sell orders because they really haven't picked up yet, so just waiting for that. But Fantom, Harmony One, and also Cosmos, they were very attractive as they moved up in a wave B. So an opportunity for taking some for selling for some profits here and then reinvesting now at lower levels. So where are we now? Maybe I'm gonna reduce that blue target area here down a little bit, not to make it too colorful here, on the chart. And if we zoom in, and I also will check out here this line there. So we are moving down here currently. In the last video, we broke that downtrend as well. So let me take that out, and then we can go. And yeah, in the last video, what we talked about was here a potential head and shoulders that could be forming, and the risk of this forming isn't over yet. Overall, you will recall that I said my primary view is, or primary expectation is, that here in this move down, that we are heading into the wave C, into this blue target area. This blue target area is sitting between 55 cents and $1.13. For everybody who's saying, oh, that's far too low, bear in mind, only in December we already were at $1.15 roughly, $1.12. So just below this wave A, my target area begins for the wave C. I think the ideal level for that would actually be here below 88 cents. 88 cents, that is one of the key fib levels here. That is the 0.786 fib level, all the way down to 53 cents. That's the 0.887 fib level. I admit it would be quite a lot of a drop, but from where we were here at the high at 340, I mean, it's already dropped quite significantly, and it is very late with its correction, where other cryptos have already seen such a drop, like for example VeChain. Fantom still has to do that, in my opinion, and overall, what we also can see here in terms of the Elliott wave count, I would say here within this wave C that we're currently doing, we probably have seen here already a wave 1. We're 1, 2, We have also seen the low of the wave 3 here as we hit the trend line here, and possibly also the wave 4 already finished, or we are still in the wave 4, and as soon as the wave 4 is complete, we might go down in the wave 5. That could then really take us down here. Would be in this case probably quite a long wave, that wave 5. So overall, something like that, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So definitely a possibility. Also, I would find that quite likely because it's in line with what I expect for other cryptos. Now, in the last video, we talked about here this head and shoulders. So with a potential shoulder forming here, that's what I showed you in the last video. Now, it hasn't come down to that trend line yet. it is a descending trend line. It's a neckline of that head and shoulders, if that really forms as a head and shoulders. Now then, if you really come down, if you maybe, you know, if you see another lower low, and that will be the, you know, that will be the critical point. If you do another, let me see where the previous low was here. There was a wick that came down quite far to 177. So we could go down now all the way onto 177. If we make a lower low from there, I think it's very likely that we're going to see that trend line. And I can't give you a defined figure here for the trend line because it's a descending trend line. You know, if we were going down to that trend line today, it would be at 160. And if you then break that, that could then really push us down very, very strongly into that target area. At the moment, what Fantom is forming here is actually a, yeah, you could call it probably a descending wedge, depending on how you draw it here. Descending wedge, as you might know, is a rather possible bullish reversal pattern, but actually it's not really looking like a descending wedge. It's more looking like a channel at the moment, as you can see here. There might be a way where you can draw a descending wedge here, but maybe it's more accurately here a channel where we're currently coming down here, currently finding support here at 185, and with a resistance here currently at $2.10. Yeah, moving down here in this descending channel and waiting really to break out of this. My view would be that we, because of the weakness on the chart, the weakness of what Fantom is now doing after it failed to make a new all-time high and seeing that previous lower high here, pretty much what Polygon Matic is doing as well, that we are breaking here at some point to the downside, will find that neckline, break it, and really go down with the last chance for the bulls here at 114 before we then could drop really to 87 cents or even down to 55. Now that would be an amazing price to buy Fantom. But yeah, I think the bearish view here has definitely played out, and I think we're gonna have to prepare for lower prices. But bear in mind, I also started to dollar cost average in already, reinvesting the profits here, because Fantom is really volatile. You know, it can be unpredictable, and any move up could then be used for profit taking potentially. That's what I might do. No financial advice, depending on how we're moving here, but I think we're not going to see any significant moves to the upside based on the wave count and what the price action has been doing here. I would expect rather lower prices, and especially if we look at the more meaningful 4-day chart indicators, we can see that on the RSI, the 4-day RSI, the price has just dropped below the bullish range. Yeah, so below 50 now, bearish, and so bearish momentum. And the 4-day MACD, the momentum oscillator here, has also crossed bearish a few days ago. And yeah, you know, 4-day MACD doesn't cross bearish when we are already in the beginning uptrend. So no, I think we are heading further down. The weekly MACD, which is even more meaningful, is confirming that. There was a bit of a bullish fake out here on the 10th of January in that week, but since then we've moved down further, and I think this just confirms my view that we are going to see lower prices here. Of course, you know, and please always bear that in mind, it could mean at any point you might break out here to the upside, and then people always say, oh no, you were wrong. But no, I think the general direction is to the downside. Of course, you can, within the volatility here, you can see at any time unpredictable moves, which are pretty much unpredictable. All you can see is the defined trend lines here in the short term, and if one gets broken, then you reach the next resistance level, which would be in this case to the upside around 230 here, the 50-day moving average. Very close to that is at 240, the 20-day moving average, and these would be key levels to get beyond. And if you break that, then you could actually talk about here a 277 level, which is the 0.214 FIB level. This would be on the resistance side. I already mentioned to you the key support levels here. But overall, the direction is down, you know, until we really move here above $3. For me, the downtrend is still at play. Yeah. Yeah, that's my view here on Fantom. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. And if you want to see my own buy and sell orders, then think about joining as a channel member. You can do that on my website, and you can find a link in the description, or alternatively here on YouTube. And you would be joining a fantastic community with over 800 members now, and really helpful, really positive. So yeah, I can only recommend, really. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.